Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Larry Larrock, your presenter. In our top stories, UWP responds to criticism by PM Roosevelt Skerrit. Jamaica police arrest fugitive on US wanted list. Nelson Mandela's death will mourn South Africa's first black president. And in sports division towards district festival finals. Details of these will follow. SAT Telecommunications Limited is in the process of reorganizing our channels. In this endeavor, some channels will be off temporary and new ones will be introduced. SAT Telecommunications Limited is pleased to inform you of a number of new channels. We have just added for your viewing pleasure Lifetime Movie Channel, Lifetime Real Women, Discovery Civilization, Discovery Science, Discovery Turbo, and many other new ones to come. We are sure that you will enjoy the new programming, which will enhance your viewing pleasure and provide you with many more channels. SAT Telecoms thanks you for your continuous support and understanding throughout this initiative, and we will keep you informed as the changes occur. Welcome back. On Friday, December 6, 2013, the Chinese ambassador, His Excellency Wang Zhongli, presented Orion Academy with school supplies to aid in the teaching and learning of the Chinese language.
Based on the achievements made in all these years, the Academy's plan to start teaching the Chinese language shows that the administration of the Academy has its vision to make sure that your graduates have broad horizons and will be competitive in the job market.
Mr. Zhongli highlighted that language is a bridge that connects us with different cultures.
We in China study English since an early age. I learned to study English at about your age. I was a student at the high school, about 13. Yeah. And that enabled us to understand the English-speaking countries better. Since our two countries established diplomatic relations 10 years ago, our relations have developed well, and our people-to-people exchange has been enlarged.
He said the fact that Dominican students have a chance to study Chinese is very beneficial to the further development of the relations between China and Dominica. The ambassador announced that after the students have begun their studies, the Chinese embassy will present an award every year for the best performance in the Chinese language. Ms. Quinn Thomas, principal and Chinese teacher at the Orion Academy, says the Chinese course was introduced in September in an attempt to promote their students as international graduates.
Right now we have 5 different languages that we teach. That includes the Chinese language, English, because some of our students are not native speakers, English, French, Spanish, and German. Our philosophy here is to teach to the needs and interests of our students. And one of the needs is for our students to have a background knowledge in as many languages as possible.
Earlier this year, Counselor of the Chinese Embassy attended a graduation ceremony of the Academy and presented awards for best performances to some students. This year marks the 10th anniversary of Orion Academy. In more news, long-serving politician of the Dominica ruling Labour Party, parliamentary representative of the Peebush constituency, and Minister of Agriculture and Forestry Honorable Matthew Walter has announced that he will not be contesting in the next general election.
I have repeatedly said it that I will not be contesting, and let me reaffirm it that I will not be contesting for the upcoming general election, but I will be actively involved in the general elections. But I think it is time that I should give somebody else the responsibility of the Peebush constituency.
Mr. Walter said he has contributed for the past 20 years and is satisfied with the service given to the Peebush constituency and by extension the country.
I will be working side by side with the government. Certainly the Labour Party is expected to be the next government, so I'll be working side by side with them to ensure that the objective of the party, the objective of the country will be achieved successfully.
Elections are constitutionally due in Dominica by 2015, but the Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit can announce a date at any time. In other news, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has again found himself in the center of controversy following a recent statement bashing certain United Workers' Party UWP candidates on a radio talk show.
These are unemployed fellas. Isaac unemployed. Security can't get one legal job besides a bottle of rum somebody stealing a shop and you're going to bill them. Lennox unemployed. What's his guy name? Thompson Fountain unemployed. Danny Luge unemployed. The lady in St. Joe, half. James Alexander unemployed. The guy from this HN guy ran from the United States for whatever reason. I'll tell him when he's ready, and so forth. So all of these guys are unemployed people. Lacking ambition. All of them. There's no sacrifice they're making. They're not giving up anything to come and say, gentlemen, I'm coming to help this country. They're looking for something, to get a job, onions to believe that the Dominicans are unsuspected.
Mr. Skerrit has been strongly criticized by various members of the public for these comments, saying that is not the behavior of a respectable Prime Minister. UWP candidate for the Roseau South constituency, Mr. Joshua Francis, responded saying he will not be part of dirty politics as he represents a party whose ambition is to elevate the minds of Dominicans to make this country a better place.
It's rather unfortunate that the Prime Minister has found himself making those type of comments. In my view, that is not a very good example for the young people. This is not Prime Minister's material. And I would suggest to the Honorable Prime Minister that he needs to redefine, reconfigure his approach as far as politics in Dominica is concerned. Team Dominica is a team which is sincere, a team which is positioned to improve Dominica's quality of life.
Roseau Central candidate for the UWP, Mr. Joseph Isaac, says he is a businessman who is employing persons even during a bad economy, so there is no way he is unemployed based on the Prime Minister's statements. UWP candidate for the Grand Forks constituency, Dr. Thompson Fountain, says it is sad that the Prime Minister can make such statements during a time when the UWP is trying to elevate the level of debate in this country.
This is a man who is clearly on the ropes, who understands clearly that his end is near, and who is trying very hard to stay in power, because he needs to understand that the people of Dominica will be asking answers as to how it is that a man who was a teacher when he got into politics is now the richest Prime Minister in the Caribbean, and that this question will have to be answered. As long as he's Prime Minister, he has some type of immunity. As soon as he loses his position, which he will within the coming year, then he has to answer those questions.
Dr. Fountain added, a once thriving country is now the second poorest in the Caribbean, thanks to Mr. Skerrit. Also remarking, Ms. Mona Williams, UWP candidate for the St. Joseph constituency, added, it saddens her to hear the Prime Minister speak in such a manner when it is his job to ensure every citizen of his country is gainfully employed. Leader of the UWP, Mr. Lennox Linton, says it amazes him that a Prime Minister can reduce himself to such a low level of desperation, filled with the fear of leaving the office.
I do not want Mr. Skerrit to be concerned with the state of my employment. It is none of his business. He has thousands of young people around the country to take care of, who need to go to work, who need to start building their own lives, who need to be making their own decisions, who want to come out from under the roof of their parents, but who have no way of doing that because for 14 years, Mr. Skerrit and his group have paid no attention at all to the strategic planning and the disciplined execution of projects in the public interest that will turn around that unfortunate situation. And now that we have started doing it, now that we have started bringing ideas to the table, now that we have started bringing commitment, vision, passion for correcting the situation in Dominica to the table, Mr. Skerrit and company are responding with venom with hate, with prejudice.
Mr. Linton added he is focusing on guiding the UWP to victory, not the gutter politics of the ruling government. In other stories, Ms. Zifra Baron of Forseja was crowned Fish Queen 2013 on Thursday, December 5th, following her participation in a Fisheries Division initiative held at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. The Fisheries Division, in collaboration with fishers' organizations, embarked on a fish eating promotion campaign to sensitize the public on the healthy attributes of eating fish and to encourage greater fish consumption in their diets.
Some years ago, just about 10 years or so ago, we began a journey towards improving our fisheries productivity and to direct our fishers to begin to exploit the resources that are distant away from us, some 20, 30, 40 miles, 50 miles out at sea. And we developed, in association with the assistance of the Japanese Technical Cooperation Agency, a protocol we call FADS, Fish Aggregating Devices.
Mr. Maglo noted that part of these efforts included engaging schools in fish eating programs, National Eat Fish Day programs, and today began a new program, the Fish Queen Contest.
What we are actually doing here today is to promote the utilization and the consumption of the fish that we are catching out of those FADs. And let me just explain what a FAD really entails. Recently, we observed that the cost of petrol started climbing, and it became very, very expensive for fishers to effectively carry out their fishing operations in the way that they traditionally did. And what we observed is that many fishers, even when going out to fish and catching the fish that they would normally catch, were suffering significant losses because the cost of petrol was way too high for them to sustain their fishing operations.
Ms. Baran, who represented the Forseja Fisheries Cooperative, says despite feeling under the weather, her recipe was not a difficult one. Her meal comprised of cream tanya with savory pumpkin, grilled dolphin accompanied by a tropical salsa.
I'd like to tell anyone who is interested in any competition to be determined, because determination is what will get you through. Because last week Thursday, then I thought I might have not been alive, but today it's Thursday and I've won a competition.
Other participants included first runner-up Ms. Jamina Lestrade from Mahu, representing the St. Paul Fisheries Cooperative. Second runner-up Ms. Salina Joseph from Dubla, representing the St. Peter's Fisheries Cooperative. And third runner-up was Ms. Velina Maxime from Saint-Sauveur, representing the St. David Fisheries Cooperative. In more news, the ground of the Dominica Grammar School is the place to be this weekend when the DTA, the Dominica Tennis Association, hosts the Yuletide Tennis Open on Saturday, December 7th and Sunday, December 8th. Tennis coach and tennis coordinator Mr. Andy Carter stated this is part of the grand year-end competition organized by the Dominica Tennis Association.
There will be players like the defending champion Macpherson Levy, Keenan Adams will be there. There are a few young players, Michael Armstrong, Mauricio Burton, and Novik Josiah. There's also the veterans, Julius Corbett and Thomas Dorset. So it will be a mix of experienced players with the up-and-coming players.
Mr. Carter says this event is very important in their quest of pushing the sport of tennis in Dominica. With this quest, tournaments are vital to assess skills and performances of players and to present the opportunity for junior players to be elevated to higher levels based on their development.
And this year the association made quite a big effort in putting, at least we're going to have 2 tournaments this year. Ideally we would like to have 3, so that is a stepping stone for what we expect in 2014 for tennis in Dominica.
The public is being urged to come out in large numbers to support, while tennis players are advised to ensure they register to participate at a cost of $10 by contacting Mr. Carter on telephone number 616-2270 or 265-1337. The event is open to all tennis players, irrespective of age or skill level. The event begins at 2 p.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Sunday. Prizes and trophies will be awarded. And in court news, the Soufriere Scottsett Village Council clerk accused of stealing $31,860.90 from a place of work is on $25,000 bond. During police investigation, the sum of $8,545 was recovered. Mariah Nicholas appeared before Magistrate Ozzie Lewis on Friday, December 6, 2013 and was charged with theft. According to the charge, the money was stolen between 25th June and December 3rd, 2013. She was not allowed to play as the offense is indictable. As part of a bail condition, she is to report to the Soufriere police station every Monday between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. She was also warned not to commit any offenses while on bail. Andy Williams stood as Nicholas's surety. The preliminary inquiry is set for the 6th of February 2014. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights. Friday, December 20th, 2013 will be a special day as the People's Choice SAT Telecommunications Limited will host its Customer Appreciation Day. This event is in an effort to give back to our valued customers for their patronage throughout the year. Customers are invited to come in from 10 a.m. to our main office on Bath Road in Roseau for drinks and snacks while interacting with our customer service representatives for information they may require about the company and its services.